Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for joining me tonight. This is Tanya Barbie of I Am Still a Rose. In spite of all that drama, in spite of divorce, in spite of betrayal, in spite of jealousy, in spite of unforgiveness, in spite of everything, I am still a rose. And I'm here to share with you a beautiful couple, my cousin and her husband, my new cousin. I just wanted to talk tonight about love. Love is so important. Love conquers all. And without it, where would we be? Would we even be here if it wasn't for love? So, on a brighter note, let's celebrate love. And I'm going to bring them on, and I'm hoping that you'll stay with me tonight. Hello, Lincoln. Hello, Letitia, Michael, James. I'm going to bring on my cousin Vanessa and Will, her new husband, and they've been married maybe about a year, I believe, and they will confirm this when they come on. But I saw them at my auntie's funeral, and I just saw how they were engaged with one another. And I just observed them. I watched them for about 30 minutes, and I said, wow, I can sense the love. I can feel the love. And oops, sorry, y'all. That was my I Am Still a Rose. Just came right off my wall in my office. I'm just so excited about it. So I'm going to bring them on. I hope they're not nervous or anything. And I hope you all can join us. And I also wanted to ask you if you had any questions. Would you be interested in coming on to talk to them, at least via questions? Because this is going to be really good. Just bear with me a little minute. I tell you, every time I use these to invite others, there is always another feature. Okay, so hold on. Cousin Will, I see you. Now it's not letting me bring y'all on. It's always something. And I'm anxious to see you all. So if you all are on, I need you all to ask to come in so that we can get you in and get this done. So I've just invited you to watch, and then I need you to click on and come in. Hey, Damar. Hey, nephew. Looks like I have a relative on here too. So Vanessa, did you just get my invite, dear? Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining. Thank you, thank you, thank you for coming in. As I said, tonight we are going to talk about love. Love in the best way. A married couple. They're going to talk about the ins and outs of marriage and how do you get to love when you've been dating for so long. You guys, when you come on, hey there, nephew. Hey, Michael. When you come on, just let me know you're watching, and then I'll have to invite you that way. The regular method did not work. I'm sorry. Every time we use Facebook, it's different. Every time. Last 5 weeks, it's been perfect. So, marriage. Marriage is really the way to go, you guys. If you haven't done it before, if you really are in love with somebody, what you waiting on? Life's so short. And what I don't understand is people could be in a relationship for 7, 8, 9, 10 years, be like acting like they're married, not married, and then and they've bought things together, and then when something happens where one of them is deceased, then the family comes in fighting, trying to take everything that they've built together. But there was just one key factor that was missed. They didn't get married. So it doesn't make any sense. I just don't get it. Get married, get in love. Get in love. Take a chance and forgive those who have hurt you so that you can. There she goes. There she goes. All righty. These are my cousins, and we're gonna talk about love tonight. And just waiting on her to
Hello.
Facebook is so difficult. And I do this every week. And every time I turn around, there's a different way to get in.
Right.
We did it.
Right.
You guys are so beautiful. I just want to say, I'm sorry, so sorry I missed your wedding. But I felt like I saw it at the funeral.
Oh.
And I'm gonna tell you what I saw. I'm a fanatic of love. And while I was sitting there with someone that I was trying to date, we'll talk about that another night. I was just sitting there, and I received how Will looked at you, cousin. It was like he gave you this eye contact, and you gave it back, and it was like you all were barely talking, but I could feel you're communicating with each other.
Right.
And I said, wow, that's so much love. And I said, I gotta have them on either the radio station when they come to the DMV, or get them on Facebook, but I gotta get them because you all are the epitome of what love truly is. And isn't it awesome when you can find it later in life?
Right.
Right.
All right. So
Because
unexpected
I
and so
think
beautiful.
huh?
So unexpected and so beautiful.
Oh yeah, exactly. But I'm serious, you guys. You have no idea how I could just see it. I could just feel it. So I wanted to bring you on so you can encourage us to not give up,
Right.
Yeah.
to share your stories. I want to talk to you about um the the date from hell. I want to talk to you about how did you find each other? How did you start off? But how I want to start first how you got there. So, which one of y'all want to go first?
You want to go? Or you want me to do it? So I guess I'll tell you about how when I first met her, officially met her.
Okay.
So you know we met in line dance class. I was dealing with some hypertension
Wow.
issues and decided to take line dancing as another means of exercise. So I go to this class with my cousin who
Right.
drags me to the class, and I see these two ladies on the front row are having the time of their life. They're laughing, they're joking, they're
Right.
dancing. Now, of course, I have two left feet, so I couldn't dance, but I just saw them having a lot of fun. And I said, oh, they look like they're having a good time. That's cool. And later, as I looked closer at Vanessa, I realized I've seen her before. And I realized that sounds like a line. You know, many women have heard that.
And I thought it was a line at first.
So when I walk up to her
Right.
after class and say, hey, don't I already know you? Of course, she said, no, you don't know me.
And I said to myself, oh, where is this going?
But
Right.
but I was serious. I was like, no, I think we used to work in the same building. And we talked a little further and realized that I was right. She had cut her hair, so she looked a little different than I remembered. But I recognized her face, and so she realized I wasn't, running game or whatever. And we just kind of got to know each other from there. So we took class together for like 6 months before we went out on a date. We were in class a couple times a week, and we would chit chat and laugh and enjoy class. Class was a lot of fun. So class had a lot of laughter involved. But I got to know her, saw her fun loving spirit. And so eventually I said, hey, do you like jazz? I'm thinking about going to this jazz thing tomorrow. She said, oh, I love jazz. I was like, wait, what? Most people, it's rare you meet another jazz lover. So She
Right.
said that, and I was like, wow, okay, this is going to be cool. We went and had a ball. It was like we had this easy, comfortable interaction. And coincidentally ran into some of my family members who already knew her.
Right.
And they kept going, so how do you know each other and that whole thing? So that kind of really put the blessing on it from right there, that our families knew each other.
Exactly.
My cousin knew her son and that whole thing. It was kind of crazy. Yeah.
It was
Wow.
beautiful.
Small world.
That yes. So you met at the line
hmm
dancing, the what do y'all call that? The club, the line dancing
A
club, or
class.
the
It's a class.
Yeah.
This particular thing was the class they
okay,
have every week.
It's
okay,
LDFS line dancing. hmm
nice. So you were going there, and he's there by accident, really, because somebody his one of his relatives dragged him in there,
Right.
right?
Absolutely.
Wow.
hmm
So, Vanessa, what made you take this class?
Well, I've been dancing since '09, and I've been doing it for
Okay.
quite a while. And it's great
Oh,
exercise, and I love to dance. Other than running and
right.
exercising, yes.
Right. Okay. Okay. So, now going back before you met, what was dating like for both of you?
Ugh.
Oh, it was hard. Um, I wasn't looking for no one because
Right.
I was just going to take it one day at a time, actually, one day at a time. And I said to myself, I said, God will find someone for me. I won't go look for it. So then
Right.
he put Will in my life.
Right.
And
Oh,
that was
oh,
a blessing to me. And I tell
okay.
everyone, be
Well,
patient, be patient because it will come.
yeah.
The love of your life will
Okay.
come.
So, did you go through that period where you did doubt yourself whether it would come? Did you get like real lonely
Yes,
and just think this will never happen? Not necessarily speak negativity, but feel negative that I just don't know. I'm just gloomy. I
exactly.
don't know what I did wrong. What's
Mhm.
wrong with me?
I, and I,
Did you
and I,
ever have any?
yes, I thought about that a
Mhm,
lot. And I just kept
mhm,
myself busy, kept myself doing a lot of things to try to keep my mind off of it. And I just pray at night and I just ask God to find, me someone to just love me, unconditional love.
yes. So, Will, what were you going through before you met the love of your life?
So I wasn't really like lonely per se because I think I
Mhm.
had kind of resigned myself to the fact that maybe it wasn't going to happen, right? So there I am,
Okay.
a single dad. At the time I was a foster parent, so I'm working with kids
Oh,
and just kind of buried
Oh,
myself in working with children and doing the work that I'm very passionate about, which is foster care in general, but my own sons.
oh,
And I just stayed busy. I surrounded myself with stuff to do for the kids so that it wasn't at the
mhm.
forefront of my brain of, I think I'm a decent guy and here I am not with anybody, that kind of thing. So I was super busy and kind of got lost in that whole thing for a couple of years. But as the kids get older, they need you less. So it was really
Yeah.
nothing but God because I wasn't praying for God to send anybody to me, but I was praying to stay open to love and that in the event that she came into my life, I would ask God, so if a woman comes that you have for me, Lord, make sure I see her when she shows up. That was really the prayer.
Wow.
Yeah, it wasn't about, out hunting or searching for anybody.
right.
No, I just
Right.
decided if he got somebody for me, he'll send her, and I just hope that my eyes are open and I'll see her. And so when I saw
Oh,
her,
that's
I knew I saw
awesome.
her.
Wow. So, do you all feel that you are evenly yoked?
We are.
Yes.
Yeah, we have so many, and it was evident early in our relationship, even when we were still dating, that there were so many things that we shared. We lived in some of the same neighborhoods. We lived
Mhm.
very near each other more than one time. Over the course of our lives, we wound up talking. We talked about everything, and so in the span of it, we realized we grew up in the same section of town. We lived in some of the same areas at the same time or around the same time. It was just strange that we had never actually really crossed paths, and even when we linked the fact that we both had worked at one of the major universities in the area, we still realized that we worked in the building and spoke in passing in the hallway, but I didn't know her.
And that was at Duke
God.
Hospital.
What? Wait a minute. He was so when he said he knew you, he knew of you.
Yes.
You mean you all were were you still in the organization together or no?
No, we
No.
had both left.
Mm-mm.
So that was why it was a
Okay,
little
you
fuzzy.
both
Yeah, we had
left.
both
Exactly.
left.
Wow. Wow, that is amazing.
Mhm.
So God is obviously in your life. So I know Vanessa grew up in church
Yes.
because her mommy is my auntie,
Yes.
Right.
and they all were churchgoers,
Absolutely.
Ebenezer Baptist.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yes. So, yeah. So, are was your family brought up in church too, Will?
Yeah, 100% church kid. My mom dragged me to
Wow.
church all of my entire life. We, were heavily involved in Russell Memorial, seeing me right over on Austin Avenue every Sunday, pretty much there in the
Oh
youth
my
ministry. The whole thing. Yeah, I'm
God.
a church kid. I grew up in church.
Yeah.
So faith has always been part of my life.
Wow, that's awesome. Well, Vanessa, can you stop looking at your husband and look at me, please? I mean, she looking at you like we ain't even gonna get through the video. Look, see, I'm like, dang, where she look?
What's wrong?
Eyes this way, Vanessa. I am just so glad you guys came on. You already had a raving review. Rolanda said, such a sweet, loving couple.
Oh,
Oh,
well,
thank
thank
you.
you.
Thank
See
you.
that? Yeah. Okay. Now I got some questions coming to you guys, and they're gonna be light. Don't get scared.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Will did either one of you all have a dating story that really made you think, "Oh my gosh, I'm done. This is just not me. I just can't do it. I'm running away from love."
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, I guess I kind of got one. You want to share one of yours? um, well, let me say it like this. I'll say this.
Okay.
Yeah, I did have a very negative experience. A few years before I met V. I call her V. A few years before I
Oh,
met V, I got involved with this young lady, and the possessiveness, the somewhat stalking behavior turned me completely off of it. It was crazy. And when I
oh
realized I
no.
wanted to back out of the situation, backing out proved not to be as easy as I had thought it would be. So that
Oh
right
my
there,
God.
that experience made me go, okay, I'm good. I'm gonna be a bachelor. I'm gonna be a single
Right.
dad, take care of my boys, and that's it for me. Me, my boys, and my dog. That's all I'm
Right.
gonna do. So yeah, that was pretty
Exactly.
bad. I learned a lot through it though.
And
I did.
well, see, that's a good thing that the number one, you learn from it. And number two, you pray to God that He opens your eyes to make sure when she comes, when you see her,
Yeah.
because you could have just said forever, I'm done because
Right.
of that experience.
Right.
And that's what a lot of people do.
Yeah.
They give up.
Yeah.
I have friends that are associates that had a bad experience 12 years ago,
Yeah.
and they just shut down communicating with men forever.
Yeah.
They don't even want to talk. They meet one in the grocery store. They're fussing them out literally because they're already saying this person is wrong.
Right.
So I commend you on being able to move beyond that so that you would be in a position of love again, which meant you forgave, you thought about everything that happened so you wouldn't repeat it,
Right.
right?
Right.
And look at you now. And that's what I like to share with others, that we have to mend from all the brokenness.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
In order to really be in a position to even attract love.
Right.
Do y'all agree with that?
Absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Self-love is where it starts. It starts with self-love. If you don't love yourself
yes.
Right.
completely and wholly exactly as you are, I believe that too cuts people off from being able to even receive or experience love because they don't know it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, Vanessa, you got
Uh-oh.
one you want to share?
Yeah, let's hear
Or
this.
Oh my God.
come on.
Oh my goodness. Yes, I've had bad experience with men.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, they want to know who you are, where do you work. Okay, I used to
Right.
drive a sports car, and they kind of like
Mm-hmm.
look at my sports car, thinking that I have a lot of money and stuff, and like, oh wow.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can really thank this girl here. She got a lot of money, and
Right.
it. I just want somebody to just be straight up, be honest with me. Don't play games with me because of what I have.
yeah,
And it's
Right.
just been really hard to really trust anyone because, they run games, or you hear somebody
Yes.
say, well, he's seeing somebody else. How can he be seeing you and seeing her
yeah.
too? And I'm not all about
Right.
that, I just wanted to give up.
Exactly.
I just didn't want it to try it again and just, you know,
Yeah.
I just didn't want to do it. But I met Will, so
Yes. Thank God you didn't completely give up
Right.
like a lot of
absolutely.
sisters do.
Absolutely.
Yes, but you brought up a good point that a lot of times when they see what you drive, see where you
Right,
work,
Yeah,
or you tell them where you work,
right,
they automatically start putting money onto that.
right,
They don't even know that, well, if she's got that car, maybe she ain't got no money.
that's
right,
right. That's
She done
right.
bought that car.
right.
They see it just the opposite, and
Yeah,
I don't understand it. But worse, I believe there are more men that are opportunists than women, and women take in these men that are sizing them up,
Hmm.
and then they have hell to pay because they're miserable,
Right,
because these people came in with ill intentions to begin with.
right.
right.
And I'm glad you out of that. Oh my goodness. But
Absolutely.
that's what women go through.
Hmm.
And it's sad because they're only working, they're only buying things that they earned
Hmm.
because they worked for it.
Right.
Hmm.
And for somebody to not say, oh, she's got a nice car, I got a nice car too. Oh, okay, I got a nice home. Oh, she got a nice home too.
Hmm.
It's never that.
Hmm.
It's always, ooh, you living pretty good.
Hmm.
You got my lease is up.
Hmm.
Then they tell you their lease is up so they can wheel you in.
Exactly.
And I don't understand it,
Hmm.
but I hear that all the time. Women tell me that the men tell them their lease is up,
Hmm.
which is a cue for them to say, oh, I got an extra room, I got some
Right.
space in here,
Exactly.
you can come move with me until you get on your feet.
Hmm.
Why you got to get somebody to need to get on his
That's
feet?
right.
You could be taking care of a little baby forever who never grows up to be who he's supposed to be.
Right.
Hmm.
And we get caught up. So I am just so happy to have y'all on live tonight. Okay, so when did you know, Will, that this was the one, that my cousin was the one?
So I think the moment where I realized it was when I started to make plans in my head about stuff to do. And I was like, oh,
Uh-huh.
I started thinking without even talking to her about it now. I'm just moving forward with, oh, I think now that we've identified these things we like to do, maybe we should take this trip. Maybe we should do this. And then I said, wait a minute, hold on, homeboy. You're making a bunch of plans. This lady ain't said she want to go. You ain't asked her. But when
Right.
that started to happen, I realized I was visualizing the future with her. And it gave me a moment
Wow.
that I had to sit and think, like, wow, I'm making plans for our future. And that was new. That had not happened before. That was completely something different. Was that moment happened? It kind of snuck up on me in a little bit because I just looked up and said, I'm making all these plans. I'm looking at my calendar, thinking about days I could take off to take her down to the coast, and we can go here, we can go there. And when I opened up and shared it with her, she started laughing. She said, "Oh wow, that's interesting." And she wanted to know, of course, what was behind it and what was I thinking. And your cousin. She makes you think and makes you talk. So I had
Right.
to dig down into
Right.
what that meant. And I said, well, I guess it means
Right.
I'm looking at our future together, and I hope you want to do these things with me. That was it when I started to
Wow. Now
realize
you
that.
Now, I want y'all to know these videos, everybody, I don't get everybody on live all at one time, but like I told cousin, they eventually are viewed by 200, 300, 400 people. And this is really good because you hit a key point. You hit a key point that you were making plans. When a gentleman is in your life and he's doing everything to keep from even talking about 2 months from now, he does not have any plans to have you in his life for his future.
Yeah.
But he's in his calendar and he's all the way, here it is, 2019, and he's got some dates in there for 2020 he wants to do with you. He is thinking about his future with you in his life. And I am so glad to hear you say that. That means a lot because you guys are married. You guys have done the dating thing. And this is a no-brainer that if he doesn't want to discuss tomorrow,
Right.
he don't want to be with you tomorrow.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's scared, or because men go through as many issues that we go through as women.
We just don't want y'all
And
to
if
know
they
it.
are running,
I said sometimes we just don't want y'all to know, but yeah, we go through the same stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they're not going to tell you, I'm scared.
No.
You will see signs that they're scared.
Yeah.
So why be with somebody 5-10 years who didn't put a ring on it? Just makes no sense to me. Because the person, you could have been dating somebody, you're obviously dating the wrong person who has no regard for a future with you. And that's how I just see it. I just don't see it any other way. You've already been making plans with her without even talking to her because you loved her. You wanted her in your life and you wanted to do these things with her.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yes.
So Vanessa, when did you know? When you saw that calendar, you said, "Oh my God."
It felt really good. I mean, I felt really positive about this relationship. I'm like, okay, this is really great. I mean, I never had that to happen to me before. You know, I said, wow, he is really serious about me. And I was too. I mean,
Yeah.
he's a gentleman. He opens the car door for me. I'm a very independent person.
Wait, Vanessa. Wait, you gotta say that again. Say that again, Vanessa. He your husband now. He's still opening the car
He
door for
still
you?
open the car door for me. And sometimes she said, well, baby, why'd you get out of the car? I'm coming around. And I had to learn to adjust to that. I'd be sitting in the car, I'm like, is he coming? Is he coming? Is he coming? Because you know me, I'm ready to jump out of the car. So I had to learn to get used to that, and I love it. I love it.
That is, you're accustomed to, he is showing you how you are supposed to be treated.
Yeah.
And you have to receive that and honor him for that.
I do.
Because this is what it's all about. This is what, as my friends say, this what's up.
Yes.
It is.
Yeah.
Now tell me when you knew he was the one. When did you know Will was it? That's it. I don't have no doubts. I don't have any inklings, no suspicions, no nothing. I don't think a girlfriend's at his home. I know that I am the one. When did you feel that way?
On our first date. On our first
What?
date. Yes. We both love jazz.
Okay.
And we went to see Marcus Anderson, which is a friend of ours. And it was at South Point. And he had his white shirt on and his black shades on, looking GQ to me. I said, wow, look at him. I just kept looking at him, you know, and the chemistry started kicking in. And
so you started getting them butterflies?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And every once in a while we'd cut our eyes at each other. And he asked me, he said, okay, I'm going to go get some ice cream. So I went with him. He said, you want some ice cream? I said, thank you, but no, thank you. I didn't accept the ice cream, but I hope he didn't feel bad about it.
Oh, wow.
It
That
was the
is
chemistry.
awesome.
And then of course I got out
Um,
there and did some line dancing and he was watching me, you know.
did you did you
Hey,
did you put a Vanessa? Did you throw that little Barbie
yes,
swerve in
ma'am.
it? In the okay,
Oh my
okay.
God.
So see.
The Barbie swerve.
Yeah,
Okay, I hear you.
absolutely.
um, well, Terrence Williams says, "Thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Hatchett. That's why God sent you to me because y'all are a couple I look up
Oh,
to."
well,
Well, thank
thank
you,
you so
Terrence. Thank
much,
you. Thank
Terrence.
you.
Yes,
And Scotty says, "Great stuff,
thank
guys."
you.
So you guys are so positive. I mean, I was thinking about you all as I was preparing for this live tonight. I said they need to be doing a live because you got so many couples that are hurting because they shouldn't have got married
Mm-hmm,
Right.
in the first place.
mm-hmm,
There was no foundation.
mm-hmm.
God sure enough wasn't in it.
Right.
Yeah.
And now they're struggling, but they want to learn to love each other. They're trying,
Mhm.
but they don't know what to do.
That's right.
Churches don't, I don't think, really reach out. I don't think they're observant enough to know what's going on
Mhm,
with their members. I don't know if the members don't show up enough or what it is, but I don't think the right people are reaching out to these
mhm,
couples that can help them learn how to love each other.
Right.
mhm,
And I think that's an issue that couples that love each other
mhm.
can minister to them,
That's it.
even if y'all just do it at your church.
Mhm,
But you guys have a good crowd of people that know you.
mhm.
You might want to really think about that because you look good on camera. I see the love. Everybody on live see the love. You might need to think about that in the future because you have what it
Mhm.
takes to share with others to help them grow in love.
Absolutely.
Thank
So
you.
think about
Thank you
that.
Yes,
for that.
absolutely.
I think it's important to
Um,
say, Tanya, I do want to say that, the beautiful thing for us is that, just like you said, Pastor Terrain made a comment and said great stuff. We've been surrounded by some really great and phenomenal couples who have demonstrated and set examples
Mhm.
for us about love and expressing that love. Even in our dating life, there's a couple that live in Atlanta, Georgia,
Oh, yeah.
the Rosemans,
Yes.
Julian and
wow.
Rosalind Roseman.
Mhm.
They set a terrific example, and
Yes.
and shortly after when they first met, they knew me, and when I introduced them to Vanessa, Julian pulled me aside and he
Uh-huh.
said, "Look, man, whatever it is you're thinking about, you need to trust your heart. Go with it. The chemistry and the love that you guys have for each other is
Yes.
unmistakable." He said,
Mhm.
"Do not deny." And I was so struck by
Yes.
that because I knew that what he saw was what I felt. It
Mhm.
wasn't about anybody putting
Yes.
on any.
Mhm.
Your cousin, she is not a put on ass kind of person, and neither am I.
No,
We
not at
we are
all.
who we are,
Right.
and he saw
Yes.
that and told us. He told me, and so later, we were at a tailgate party, I think, that particular
Mhm.
occasion,
Mhm.
and those words always stuck with me. And so
Mhm.
Julian likes to take a special nod that I told you I was right,
Right.
when he sees us together now.
Mhm.
Wow.
And those kind of examples,
Yeah.
they make a big difference.
And what about the pastor of the church?
And I mean, a lot of people, one of my former pastor,
Right.
Pastor, but he's a bishop now,
Bishop.
Bishop Powell.
Mhm.
He saw it early on.
Uh-huh.
She went to church with me one Sunday,
Wow.
and when it was time to stand up and recognize visitors, your bold cousin, she stood up and she said, "Oh, I'm Will's girlfriend," and the whole church was like, "Oh yeah." So
Oh,
yeah, that
right. Oh,
happened.
that's so nice. That's so wonderful. What did you say when she said
I
that?
just laughed. Of course, I was grinning like crazy, so I didn't say a lot. It was just funny to
Right.
me. And
Yeah, I know you was beaming ear to
yeah,
ear.
and he said she's taking a claim. You heard that, right, everybody? So everybody wound up clapping. It was
Oh
was
my goodness.
crazy, but it was again just the
Oh,
type of
that's
things that
so
have happened to
nice.
us.
Mhm.
So
Right. Well, see, that's good to know. You hit another key point that you are surrounded by love.
Mhm.
yeah,
That's very important.
Yes.
You're not surrounded by a whole lot of haters
Mhm.
or those with broken
no,
marriages trying to trying to prevent you from doing what you're doing. You're around people who love and recognize you as loving each other.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's yeah, that's commendable. Um, okay, let's see. How do you, as a married couple, keep it fresh, fun, and fair?
You got it?
Yeah, I got it.
Go.
Well, we do things together, of course,
Mm-hmm.
and we have a lot of things in common, which is great. The communication
Right.
is wonderful. We let each other go visit his friends and I visit my friends. We don't stay stuck up on each other. We give space, which is great.
Right.
And I don't want him to feel like I'm ordering him to do this, ordering him to do that. That's not me. The communication has to
Right.
be very strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We talk about everything from A to Z.
Yeah.
When stuff comes up,
Mhm.
we have a big, beautiful blended family, and
Mhm.
so when things are happening with the
Right.
kids or the grandkids,
Mhm.
we talk about it from A to Z. We both have that kind of brain that likes to kind of analyze things and take it apart and put it back together and seek some understanding.
Mhm.
So for me, that's been the key to anything that we've encountered. And sometimes it's just sharing, hey, honey,
Right.
did you hear this? Did you see that? We share like those little moments as well as problem solving stuff
Mhm.
that helps keep it, as far as we're concerned, our relationship is 100% fair.
Right.
There's consideration given to each of our viewpoint, even if I don't agree with what she says about particular issues. And your cousin, she opinionated, but then so am I. And we
Right.
both have strong personalities, strong opinions. But
Right.
I respect her. She's my wife. She's my queen. I listen to her, even if I don't 100% agree. I acknowledge her point, and many times I have to come back and say, "Hey, honey, check it out. You were right about so and so." And
What?
yeah, yeah.
Do-
I don't say it all the time, but that
Hey,
does happen.
cousin. Cousin, do you
Really,
do you have
for real.
a big brother? Look, Vanessa. Cousin, do you have a big brother? Oh my gosh, did you say you admit when you were wrong?
I didn't say it was easy, but I do admit.
He
But
does.
you do it. You
Yes, he does.
do it.
Mhm.
Do you know how important that is in a marriage?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, we do. And don't get me
Oh my
wrong.
gosh.
My wife, she does too. If something happens and I say, well, honey, I think I want you to think about this, and I give her an alternate viewpoint. Now, she's just like me. She might
Right.
not come running right back and say that, turned out I was right. But she does say, okay, you're right. I'm glad I listened to you or whatever. So,
Mhm.
we respect each other's opinion. And it's funny how, with all the romance and the love that we do stuff together all the time.
All the
But we
time.
have date nights. It's a regular thing. I
Yeah.
mean, I tell people all the
Mhm.
time, we still honeymooning, man.
That's right.
We
Absolutely.
we trying
Right.
to live our best life and do what we
Mhm.
need to do and
That
keep it fresh
is
that way,
Exactly.
So
Life
yes.
is short
That
and we try to do as much as we can.
yeah, life is
And
short,
we
man.
take a lot of pictures so we can look back at them as we get older.
By we she means
and
she.
your pictures. I love your pictures. I love your pictures. Y'all look so cute. Y'all take so many selfies and you look so cute doing it.
Well, thank you.
It just you all show so much love.
That's all
Yes.
her.
Oh, I know she's always
She
loved them
yeah,
selfies. She has.
that's all her.
Yes. But it looks like you adapted to it because you're looking real good when you be in there
Oh,
posing.
I roll with it. I roll with it.
Yeah, you're looking real good too. All righty. So you just told me my next question, how you handle disagreements. You guys talk it out.
Yeah,
You work it out.
Absolutely.
yeah,
That's
Mhm.
that's excellent. And you answered, do you have girls' night and do you have
Mhm.
boys fellows
Absolutely.
nights?
Mhm.
That's awesome.
yeah.
Mhm.
Um, Vanessa, what would you recommend women do in order to learn to love on themselves so that they can attract love? I often talk about this, but I want them to hear it from somebody else. The things that you think that women should do to bring attention to themselves, not for a date, for a man, but to start pampering themselves.
Absolutely. They should
Mm-hmm.
Um, love themselves first. Take care of their body.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yes.
okay, I'm gaining weight. Okay, I need to lose this weight. I really need to look good for myself, not for someone else. I need my
Yes.
health. I need to
Yes.
take care of myself because I'm getting
Right.
older. I'm not getting younger. And
Yes.
if you love yourself, then it will come. Yes.
Yes.
Hmm.
I agree with you wholeheartedly about that.
Hmm.
Now, y'all didn't tell me how Will proposed to you.
Ooh.
How
You,
did that
how did you
happen?
miss
Oh
that
my
story?
gosh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh
Yes.
my gosh. It was
Yeah, we need to
phenomenal.
know that.
So number one,
Wow.
I'm gonna take this one because let me tell you, it's hard to fool this lady. She is so observant. She sees so many things. I had a lot of help to pull this off. So we were
Okay.
planning a big family Thanksgiving dinner. Family is hugely important to both of us, as you know.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so we had invited all of the kids and grandkids. My brother and his kids were there. My mom was there. Couldn't get my dad in place for something. I forget what pop was, but so we had this under the guise of having Thanksgiving dinner together.
Mhm.
We had a quiet venue. We had done some
Mm-hmm.
potluck. People were bringing stuff. We had some stuff catered,
Mhm.
etc. Had this big family dinner, and so one of my best friends, Bradley, was there, and so I said,
Mhm.
"Okay, look, man, you gotta be my cover guy. You gotta hold these flowers, and I'm gonna stash the ring." So he stashed the flowers in the back. So she thinks that I'm just going to say thank you because I was in the middle of my graduate school program.
Mhm.
And so I was just wanting, so I
Wow.
started off by saying, everybody knows I'm in grad school and I couldn't do any of this stuff without my beautiful lady that's been had my back the whole time, etc. So I'm giving her a little tribute. And I said, hey, honey, come up here and stand beside me. So she, so she comes and joins me at the head of the table, and everybody's looking now. The only person in the room who knew exactly what was about to happen was my mom and my best friend. Bradley was there. My mom was
Wow.
there. They already knew what was going to happen. So as I'm
Right.
talking to her, I said, well, I might as well ask this question right now. And I dropped to my knee, and she and the girls started screaming and hollering. I was practically yelling so they could hear me. But that's how it
Oh
happened. And
my.
I asked her, and she said, yeah. And then she burst into tears, and the drill, the whole thing.
Yeah.
It was a
Oh
beautiful
my
moment. It
It was
gosh.
was.
such a lovely
So
moment.
how many people did you have there?
Oh, wow.
Maybe 15 people,
15,
yeah, 12 to
15.
15 people.
Oh my
The only
goodness. So
kids of
you
ours who
called.
weren't there was our two oldest boys.
Yeah.
Henry wasn't there
They
and
went.
Justin wasn't there,
Mhm.
but our kids were there
Mhm.
and a couple other people were there. Who else was there? We had a room full of people.
Sheila was
Yeah,
there.
Sheila was there.
So
Yeah.
you called her up and told her thank you for all your help
Mhm.
and being supportive while I
Right,
work on this degree.
right.
Mhm.
And that's when you got on your knee.
Mhm.
Yep. And I had the ring in my
Oh
pocket.
my.
I pulled it out and she was
I
flabbergasted.
was.
So I knew I
Oh
had succeeded
my.
in surprising her. She had no clue it was coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you didn't tell the kids or anybody
No.
Mm-mm.
I
It was,
said,
except your friend and your
that's
mom.
it. Because
I,
I said
Oh,
if I
that
tell
is
anybody, somebody might let it
awesome.
slip. I had to
mhm.
surprise her. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Oh, that so you playing that by
Yeah.
yourself?
Yeah, I did that.
He's
Oh,
a good
I
player.
got
wow.
a few little planning skills. So yeah,
Mhm.
she helped me
Oh,
with the
that
food and getting everything together
Mhm.
and letting people know. But yeah, I got the spot and
Mhm.
we did the rest of it together. But she didn't know about that little part.
I did.
right. She didn't
I
know
did.
about that
No, she had
part.
Mhm.
no idea.
Oh, I know, Vanessa. You just
I
cried,
did.
didn't
I
you?
did. I
Because you
just
were not
screamed
expecting
and just
that.
like, and then my daughters came up and they started screaming
Yeah.
and
Oh my
it
gosh,
was really
that
nice.
is that is so
Mhm.
beautiful. Now, how many children y'all keep talking about the blended family? How many kids and grands is it between the two of you?
Well, I have three children, two girls and a boy, and I
Right.
have two grandchildren, which is girls.
And I have three
Uh-huh.
kids, all boys, and one grandson, a boy.
Hmm.
So we got a
Okay.
big
That's
family.
Hmm.
awesome. Yes, you
Hmm.
do. Now, how do all the kids, I know they're not necessarily kids, only the grands, but how do they all get along? What do y'all do when you have dinners and Thanksgiving and all
Oh
that
my God.
stuff? How do y'all?
Mostly make a bunch of noise and eat a
Mm-hmm.
lot.
They get along
Right.
very
Yeah,
well.
everybody gets
Yeah.
along well.
That
Yeah,
My daughter
is
calls him
awesome.
Pops.
yeah,
Yeah. Love you, Pops.
Wow.
yeah. We're
Oh,
blessed. The
that's
kids,
so
they're not
wonderful.
kids. All of our young people, as we
Right.
call them, get along great.
Exactly.
That's right.
And the blessing is that they do, and
Mm-hmm.
the other blessing is that the grandkids are all very accepting, and
Mm-hmm.
we do stuff with them and
Yeah.
stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Now, one of the grandkids is a little older, so hanging out with her, she don't have time for us. She's a teenager. But
Right.
the
It's
two little ones, they hang out with us and
look
wear
forward
us
to.
out.
Yeah. Right. Oh, that is so
Yeah.
Yes.
wonderful.
Yes.
So, how long did you all date before you got on your knee? How long did y'all date before you got on your knee? And how long did you after you got on your knee when you actually got
Okay,
married?
so we dated for 2.5 2 years and change that
Mm-hmm.
we dated, and
Uh-huh.
then I got on my knee that Thanksgiving, and then a year, not quite a full year, almost about 10 months later, we got married.
Right.
Yeah, about
Mm-hmm.
10 months later, not quite a
Wow.
year.
That's
Yeah.
beautiful. So, will talking to other men who are listening, when do you suggest that a man who's in love do that? When do you think it's too long, and when do you think it's appropriate time? And when do
Mm-hmm.
you think,
Wow,
yeah, that's good. That's enough.
that's a
No
lot.
lies.
um, I don't think there's a hard and fast formula. I really don't. I think that,
Okay.
every relationship has its own nuances. And I think that's important for us as men to know our women. I do. I feel like your woman is going to let you know if this is something, if you guys are on the same page, a man in his heart, he knows that.
Mhm.
And if you want to make this woman your life partner, make her your queen, dude, kingdoms ain't waiting around, and life is short. So
Mhm.
I think that you have to be ready that your kingdom is ready to receive the queen. I
Mhm.
really do. I
Mhm.
think every man's situation might be a little different. I thank God for the fact that as a mature man, 55 years old, almost 56. For me, second guessing and going back and forth and all that stuff, I've kind of gone past that. I know what I know when
Yeah.
I know it, and I know it in my heart and in my gut. The whole thing about gut instinct. You know what's right. You know what's
Yeah.
right for you and what's
Mhm.
right for your life. And I mean, when a man feels like it's that moment for him to move forward with his relationship in that direction, no one needs to tell him. He knows.
Mhm.
If he's a real, mature, and in touch with himself man, he knows,
Exactly.
and that's when he will do it. As far as when it's too long, I do think it's important though. Don't be crazy because
Mhm.
women are not waiting around on men all day long. If you
Mhm.
want this
Right.
conversation came up, with another good couple friend of ours, Hank and Laura, and
Uh-huh.
and their relationship is another great example of
Mhm.
love. Before they got engaged, they're married too.
Mhm.
And before they got engaged,
Oh,
we were all
wow.
teasing them about, how long y'all gonna wait and man, marry that girl and that whole thing. But it was all in fun and love. But the reality is that,
Right.
like I said, a man who's a mature man knows when it is time for him to make that move and respect your woman's time because life ain't waiting on anybody. Life is
Exactly.
really, really short. And while you're waiting around for
Exactly.
the quote unquote perfect moment, you might really miss an opportunity to experience true
Mhm.
love in his complete and perfect form the way God intended it.
Exactly.
Yes. Now, that's very good. Very good point. Um, Vanessa, you made a point earlier where you said that you felt like you knew he was the one, and you also said that you you loved him very early on. Did you feel early on also that he was the one that you felt that you could be married to?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I thought at one time that I would never get married again.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Right,
that come across
right.
my mind a lot. I said, I'm not going to do this again. I just can't. And when I met Will, it was just like a breeze. I mean, it was just wonderful. I mean, it was just like the chemistry was just kicking in. And
The
it was,
chemistry.
you have to have the chemistry. If you don't have the chemistry, then it's not there.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's not there.
Yeah, that's
A-
something you definitely can't fake.
Absolutely.
That's
Exactly.
either there or it's not.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You cannot fake that.
No.
Now, when Vanessa, you made another good point about unconditionally. You all loved each other unconditionally. Well, what can y'all tell us about just what that means? Because many people don't understand what someone had told me. Matter of fact, John, who's usually on tonight, he says conditional. I don't like to say love me unconditionally. I like to say love me without condition. So how do you all feel about that? And can you share with others? Well, it's obvious how you all feel about it, but can you share with us what that actually means to you all?
Yeah, it's funny we're having this conversation about unconditional. So I like the way your friend put that, without condition. I think that's, I mean, I believe we're saying the same thing. That's a good way to make you think about it, though, because unconditional is without conditions and without exceptions and without restrictions and all of those things. When I think of unconditional, that's what I mean. That's what I think of. Loving me in spite of my foibles, my shortcomings, my idiosyncrasies, whatever I might have that can get in the way of love, but loving me anyway, in spite of, maybe I have a little road rage, which I do. Maybe I snack late at night, which I do. Those kind of things that I think sometimes people go, oh my God, I can't believe you're eating late at night. Love me anyway. Love me, accept me anyway. Don't necessarily try to exert change on me, but take me as I am.
Right.
That's when I think of it.
Yeah.
And my wife, she does that. She doesn't put those kind of stipulations or restrictions or stuff on me. We just experience love. She just loves me. She doesn't judge me, Love me without judgment. Maybe that's another way of saying that.
And I don't want to change. I want him to be the way he is. I don't want to change. Because if you go in a relationship and try to change that person, it's not going to work.
Right.
It's not going to work at all. You're going to have a lot of arguments and who did this, this is mine, this is yours.
Yes, I agree. So you all agree that you do have to love each other without those conditions.
That's right.
Okay, that's good. That's good. So all in all, I promised I wouldn't keep you all long because y'all not even at home yet, right?
Yeah,
we're home.
Oh, you did? You
got I did my line dancing early, and I came home to do the live talk, and then we'll have to go to class, but I think he's gonna
might miss
his class.
Oh, okay, because I promised I wasn't gonna tie you all up tonight, but you guys, this has been really good. And I know when you all do come to the DMV, I want y'all to come to the station with me. So you got to come on the Friday that I go in live so that we can record.
Okay.
Because it is important that love is shared.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
And you all just exude it the moment people see you. And don't ever hide that because you have no idea how much it impacts somebody. It makes people have hope.
That's right.
Yeah.
It makes people be bold, take chances, remove barriers that they probably had up for 25 years. Not to mention spider webs, but we ain't gonna go there. But we want these people to find love at all costs because it's out there to be found.
Absolutely.
But they have to love on themselves. And you all are a prime example that it can happen later in life. Forget when you're in your 20s, when you're making all the mistakes.
Right.
Yeah.
When it happens later, I believe you have a tendency to appreciate it.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
And even honor it even more. Because you guys are so, the way you look at each other, it's like you can tell the honor that you have for each other. And the friendship. And this is what love is supposed to be about.
Oh yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
and I'm just proud to have you as my family. I'm just
Absolutely.
so blessed to have you on the live
Well,
tonight.
thank you,
Thank you.
cuz.
Thank you.
Um so in closing, what would you all like to tell, what would you all like to say to people out here who are hurting, who've given up, who's mad at the woman that 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 left them and took the babies?
Yeah.
Mhm.
The woman is mad at the man for leaving her for a younger woman.
Mhm.
And these are stories that I
Yeah.
hear,
Yeah.
and it just I get so,
Mhm.
my office says I'm passionate about my job. I'm like, y'all have no clue. This stuff is just a job. I'm passionate
Passion
about
about
that paycheck.
Right.
But what I'm passionate about is people hurting
Yeah.
Mhm.
when they should be loving.
Right.
And to hear these sad stories,
Mhm.
and they saying they're giving up and they mad at the world, share something with them, give them some hope. Well, they see you, that's hope,
Mhm.
but give them some words of encouragement that they can sleep over tonight.
You go first.
Well, don't give up. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Believe in God, first of all.
Yes.
Love yourself, first of all. Take care of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
It will come.
Yes.
One day it will come. Be patient.
Yeah.
Be patient. Because you can meet
Yes.
that person in the grocery store. Stay
Yes.
out of the clubs. Okay?
Right.
Yeah. And church, I don't think so either. But thank
Mm-mm.
you. And
Mm.
just um, know that you're going to be okay.
Yeah.
And just know that it's going to be all right. Just have to be patient. And it's going to come. Even though your man cheating on you, so okay, this is not working. This is not what I want. You're going to give up. Right.
Right.
I don't want to date anymore. I just don't want to do nothing anymore. I just want to be to myself,
Right.
eat ice cream, look at TV, my house
Yes.
coat on,
That's right.
doing nothing. But you love
Yes.
yourself, fix yourself up, hold your head up
Yes.
high, and walk straight
Right.
because it's out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think I would
Yes.
echo some of the same things. I would just say stay open to love. You know, experience the love of God and love yourself and
Yes.
stay open to love and it's gonna come. It's
Right.
gonna happen. I think people have to remember, don't try to force something to be something that it isn't.
Exactly.
Just allow it to happen organically and naturally, and then you know it's real.
Mhm.
Yes. I think that is very, very true.
Mhm.
You guys are phenomenal. So much love. And I pray that you maintain this love
Mhm.
forever.
Yes.
And Vanessa has been such a loving woman
Mhm.
since I knew her as a little girl.
Right.
Hmm.
She um just always smiling, always loving her family, always taking care of family,
Hmm.
Right.
always
Yep.
so giving. And when we were talking about singlehood years ago, I'm like, why is it like this? Why is it you don't, a person wouldn't connect with you and just cherish you forever?
Mhm.
And it hit me, we've connected in the past with the wrong person,
Mhm.
and that's what happened.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So we shouldn't ever take that in as something is wrong with us.
Right. Yeah.
Something was wrong with them,
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
because when we know we have a heart of gold, and we know we have done nothing but love
Mhm.
everybody in our circle,
Mhm.
whether it be a friend, a grandmom, a mother, a brother, a sister, children. Well, why can't co-workers, I see you loving on your
Mhm.
co-workers. So if you got all that, eventually you gonna find it anyway. It's
Mhm.
gonna come to
That's
you.
right.
And
Mhm.
it's when you have God
Mhm.
first,
Right.
then you'll get your will,
Mhm.
because you'll get the right person that you're supposed to connect
Mhm.
with. A lot we get caught up in marriages and relationships because they were not sanctioned by God in the first place. And that's when we have all the issues.
Right.
How could this happen to me? It was wrong to begin with. And once we realize that we can get over feeling bad about ourselves or feeling bad because of what's happened and embrace the mistakes, deal with them, and like you said, exercise. I like to add read, get massages, hold your head up high. You're absolutely right. Be prideful in who you have become through all of that mess. So you will be in a position to meet your will.
That's right.
And I am so glad we're on with this love tonight, because so many, you have given others hope. You've given me hope, you know, because I was kicking them to the curb left and right.
And you know, I have
And
another thing to
but
say.
now as I've matured, I know I was attracting the wrong ones because I was attracting probably things in myself that I needed to fix.
Right.
And brokenness begets brokenness. You all jacked up, you gonna meet all jacked up.
That's right.
And then you don't, neither one of you know what love is. You get hooked up, you got more jacked up problems. John, who just came online, he said on my last live, hey John, he says you got you bringing 50 bags of groceries, 50 bags of garbage to the front yard, and he dumping 50 other bags of garbage to the front yard. So you got nothing but trash. So in order to get what you all have, we got to love us first.
Yeah.
We got to connect with ourselves.
That's right.
And like I said, I'm glad to know you guys are connected with a circle of people that love each other. And I suggest, I'm thinking it's needed so bad. Y'all could get on the road and do some panel discussions, because people are running away. There are men 56, 57, 58, looking good like you, and they're playing 10 women's. I got a coworker at work that put an S on the end of women, and I see that's why you don't pick it. I just said it myself. 10 women's. They're dating 10 women at a time. And they don't know how to stop. Because wow, I got this, I got that. Which one do I break up with? I just can't do it. So it's a mess out here. And I believe it's so disconnected because they don't see what I'm seeing right now. And until they get it in their head that this is not life to be horned around with 7 different women, and women knowing this and subjecting themselves to this, being a part of the 7, that's the majority. That's the majority. And that's why it's really hard for those, and I understand why women do feel like they have to give up. But we have to keep trying, as you said, keep focusing on ourselves, be busy, get our lives together on our end. And when it's time, God will present him to you. Because we don't want no mess. We don't want no more brokenness. We want a king. And again, I'm grateful that you guys have a king and a queen. That is awesome.
Yes.
I want to send you all. I'm gonna, Vanessa, message me your address, because I want to send you a book from a author that I met.
Okay.
His name is, I'm gonna send you mine too, but I want to send you his because he talks about, the name of the book is Why Men Cheat and Why Women Cheat.
Okay.
And I know you all don't need it because y'all got it going on, but what it talks about is to keep it gives you strategies to keep doing what
Keep
you're
going.
doing.
Yeah.
So them skeezers and them men who got them nine women at a 7 women at a time won't come after you all,
Right.
because the adversary's always
Yeah.
upset about love.
Yeah.
So if it comes knocking on the door, you'll have some tools that'll help you recognize, oh, I know what that is. That's that. And he talks about chickology. I think that's the name of it. Side chickology.
Oh,
That's
wow.
the name of it. It's really deep. And I think you all enjoy reading it. So I'm gonna send you that. And if you guys can please subscribe to my YouTube station, Tanya Barbie, as well as my podcast. Share it with single women, single men, because it's all about relationships. And my focus is to get women, mostly women, to get beyond their pain so they can find love again.
Exactly.
Because they're so stuck on what happened to them.
Yeah.
And my goal is to get them to realize they're still that beautiful rose, and they need to move beyond all that pain so that they can find love again, so that love can find them. My girlfriend, co-worker Melanie, who's also a minister, she says, beautiful couple. I've been watching on and off, great examples of love. She got chills over me. He loves her like Christ loves the church. And she's my minister friend, and she said he loves her like Christ loved the church. Now that got chills all over my body. Yes. So I am so grateful that I have family members, because our Barbie side, we can tell, well, that's another book. And to see this love, right here. I mean, we might have to put you all on a pedestal at the family reunion.
Oh,
because
my
you are,
goodness.
this is real love. This is real love. And I'm just happy for you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. And text me all the relatives in your side that's single, because I know it's got to be in there. It's got to be in there somewhere.
I'll see what I can do.
The genes got to be there. You are awesome. What a king. I'm so happy. Thank you all for joining tonight. This is Tanya Barbie of I Am Still a Rose. I love my cousins, Will and Vanessa. And they will hopefully come up here, and we'll get them on the radio show when they do, and we'll interview them again. And you guys have a place to stay when you come up this way too. So don't worry about no hotels.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Cousin Andrew, say I love you guys. We love you too, Andrew.
Love you too,
Love
Andrew.
you, Andrew.
All right. Okay. All right. Love y'all.
Love you
Thank you
too.
so much.
Bye-bye.
Okay. See you next time.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Keep loving. Keep loving.
Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
All right. Good night.
Okay.
Good night.
All right.